Hi and welcome to The Winning Factor. I'm Alan Aitken, and on this show each week we have a look at a couple of the approaching races in Hong Kong, and we try to single out a particular element of the race that we may look back on later as having had a particular influence on finding the winner. Well, Saturday at Sha Tin this week, and the first of the races we're going to look at is race 5, and our winning factor here, the last start winner. Looking down the field here, and the main players look to be better choices, dropping in class for the first time in a little while. The last start winner from the John Size Yard, Shining Ace. We've also got Bingo from the John Moore team, and perhaps a little lightweight chance to Manful Star down the bottom of the handicaps, and they look the main players. Well, there are many metrics in Hong Kong racing under which you would assess John Size as the champion trainer here, the leading trainer in so many aspects, and one of those is his performance with last start winners. And we're going to have a look at a graphic now, and this goes back to the start of the 2013-14 season, so it's almost 6 seasons now. And as you can see there, John Size around 28% strike rate when he produces last start winners for their next run, and that stands him out from his rival trainers. And the last start winner that Size will saddle up in this race is Shining Ace. Now, he did take a few starts to break through and get his maiden win, and John experimented with a few different distances with him, but we're going to have a look at the day that he did break that maiden and win over 1200 metres at Sha Tin, the same course and distance where he turns out on Saturday. And for this we go back to race 685, and you can see here the way that he won this race. This is something Joe Moreira does particularly well, finding the front and then applying the pressure before the home straight on his horse and shooting clear at the top of the straight. It's an area he really excels at. The horse gets tired over the final stages, but by then the race is all over, and Shining Ace a convincing winner on that occasion. Now, his main rival here is, to my mind, Better Choice, dropping in grade, but also he's in some ways the opposite style of horse to Shining Ace, in that he's not very quick early, but he is strong late. We're going to have a look at his latest run when he was back in the field in Class 3, forced off the track on the turn, but finding the line very strongly over the concluding stages. He's in orange colours right on the outside and hitting the line strongly over the final 100 metres. So we have the strong finisher in Better Choice, and the horse whose best weapon is his early speed, and that's Shining Ace. And of course we've got our 2 champion jockeys as well, Zach Purton and Joe Moreira, who are winning everything at the moment, and this looks like an exciting tactical face-off between those 2 as well. So we look at the map, and there doesn't look a great deal of speed here. We've got Shining Ace, Bingo and Fantastic Fabio, all potential front runners in the race, but not an awful lot of speed besides them. So there's no reason why it should be particularly quickly run this if those 3 can sort themselves out and find an order in the early stages. From his inside draw, we might see Better Choice closer than we have been in that video we showed, and also in most of his other runs. He isn't famous for his early speed, so it's likely he'll be giving Shining Ace a start into the home straight, where Joe Moreira will be shooting Shining Ace clear and then hoping to hold on. So the tip in race 5, Shining Ace. His winning factor, the last start winner. Yes, the map gives him a tactical edge over his major rival here, but it's also impressive looking at those statistics from the John Size Yard. When they produce a last start winner for his next outing, they're very hard to beat. The second race we're going to take a look at is the following race, race 6, and this time the winning factor, the distance. Well, we take a look down the field in this Class 4 1800 metre event. We have a number of horses with recent solid runs, including You Have My Word and Good Days, who were in the finish of a very similar event here recently. We have Shanghai Dragon stepping up in distance, and so too are Door and Bundle of Energy. But the horse I want to focus most closely on is Door from the John Size yard, and this is a testament to the patience of John Size, this horse. One of the surprises, I guess, of his career so far, and I think it will be even more so as we look back later on, is that he started a favourite in a 1200 metre race early in his career, a distance that really has never looked like the sort of thing over which he's going to excel. But it's taken him this long, most of this season in fact, for Size to get him up to the kind of distance I think we're going to see him at his best. Now we're going to take a look at a few of his recent starts over shorter efforts as he's built up towards this 1800 metre race, and you'll see what I mean about how this is really going to suit him. First of all, we're going to take a look back at race 524, 1400 metres in March. And there was some early pace in this race, as you can see on the heat map, and that allowed the finisher to get into the final stages. And we see him getting to the line very strongly here over 1400 metres, with a couple of pretty handy ones around him there, Band of Brothers and Win-Win, who have both been able to win in Class 3 since that time. Then we go to race 637, and again, a heat map here that shows us how the race was run. This was a step up to 1600 metres, but it wasn't the right kind of truly run race that he'd got over 1400. This was more of a trot and canter, the wrong shape for the run-on horse. He was out sprinted, but again, you see him there in the lilac colours, getting home well over the final stages. And finally, we're going to take a look at race 692, and again, not a lot of pressure early in this 1600 metre race. The quickest part of the event, as you can see on the heat map, the leaders dashed home down the straight. And you can see Door gets into a little bit of trouble here around about the 200 metre mark, where he gets cut off for a run. He has to wait and come around and then get going. And he finds the line very strongly here, despite the sprint home nature of the event. Well, the one race out of his last four that I didn't show you there was the day that he led over 1600 metres, and on that occasion went way too fast and simply compounded, and that really doesn't look the way that he should be ridden. And I don't think that we'll see him ridden that way here, but if we look at the map, from an inside draw, there don't look to be too many forward running horses here. And I think that where he's comfortable here might still be in the first 5 or 6 horses, and without bustling him. And that should enable him to not only stay in touch and not be out sprinted, but still be close enough to find the line and win the race. So the tip in race 6, Door, his winning factor, the distance. I think this is a distance that he's been looking for ever since he set foot on a race course, Door, but John Size has been very patient. He's decided that only now is the young horse ready to step up to this kind of assignment, and I think that's a great signal for us to follow. Well, that's it from the winning factor this week. Good luck on Saturday. We'll catch you next time.